The fastest gamers in Scandinavia have been invited to compete at a real-life driving race camp in Silverstone. They're all here fighting for the chance to go pro. They will be judged by ex-pro racing drivers Stefan Johansson and Risto Virtanen over the course of a week on a range of physical and mental challenges. Today is the gamers' first day at Silverstone, and they know that at the end of it, one of them will be going home. Stefan and Risto want to see how competitive the gamers are in close, physical motorsport. So they've taken them off-site, away from Silverstone, for an unusual challenge. Stock car racing is notoriously dangerous, and the guys will be encouraged to push it to the limit, without endangering themselves or their competitors.
I think the judges are looking for competitiveness and aggression. You shouldn't be wrecking anybody. We are, after all, driving in real life now. We don't want to hurt anybody.
So you all look ready to go. It's going to be a 6-minute long race, and your starting position will be drawn at random.
And it's the first time we see you driving head-to-head. So today you gotta be aggressive, but don't be too aggressive. You need to finish the race. And if you see an opportunity to overtake a car in front of you, you need to use it. We want to see how competitive you are.
You've got to do your very, very best, because one of you is going to have to go home today. Good luck.
Good luck.
As they prepare for the race, Risto and Stefan are giving the gamers some last-minute advice.
So as you've seen that on the outside line, it's really slippery. There's a lot of debris, so remember to stay on the racing line.
If they want to be fast, the competitors will need to take the best racing line when cornering. A good driver will enter the corner at the correct speed by braking on the straight and carrying the right amount of speed into the corner. Because the car maintains speed as it reaches the apex, it doesn't lose momentum. This effective cornering is vital in stock car racing when competing for tarmac space. In a heartbeat, the entire race can change.
Yanni Valentino Rossi, 46, beautiful.
After drawing lots for grid position, the gamers prepare themselves for their first competitive race.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it gets over when I get in the car. I think I will do enough to stay.
It will be very important because this, and together with the benchmark, will decide who's leaving home today.
With the threat of elimination looming large, they go off like their lives depend on it.
They're driving like a World Championship final, so it's really tight competition already now.
With the slowest benchmark time by far earlier in the day,
I was a little bit too quick in the corners.
Milan needs to pull something out of the bag. But competitiveness is one of his major strengths, and he's not going to give up easily.
I like racing. Since I was a kid, I was always liking to sit in a car and driving. I like competition, and I like to see where I stand among the best drivers, and I always wanted to be best. I'm used to competition at high levels. I played football. It's a big team in Bergen, Åsane. I was playing in junior level, and they were the best in Norway. If it's me against someone else, I know I'm gonna be competitive. You should never give up, and you should compete till the end.
Milan is going well in second behind favourite Yanni, and that competitive nature is really coming through.
Look at Milan, he's putting some pressure on Yanni.
Yeah.
He goes past Yanni into the lead. To Yanni's obvious annoyance.
Oh, went wide.
Yanni, Philip and Jesper's scrap for position seems to give Milan the opportunity he needs to go clear at the front.
They're losing their rhythm, every one of them, it looks like. So Milan's doing great this time.
Suren and Timo are also under pressure from their performances in the benchmark. Suren thought he had a problem with his car during the warm-up.
No engine power.
Up. But even in a new car, he looks dangerously off the pace.
Timo is having some problems with the engine. You can hear that it's not running very well.
And despite his mechanical issues, Timo has also failed to impress the judges. Milan finishes well ahead of the others and has dramatically improved his chances in the competition. He can only hope this will make up for his mistake in the benchmark.
I think my competitiveness came out very well today, and I think judges saw that. I think I did enough in this challenge to stay.
Silverstone's instructors have been watching everything unfold.
Overall, a really high standard. So those guys are definitely 2 to watch, or 3 to watch even, Milan, Philip and...
But I think Milan too, he just quietly got on with it in the second race. I think he's one of those quiet guys. He kind of gauged everything up a little bit.
So what about the bottom end of the field so far?
Timo and Søren, I'd say they were a little disappointment. I was expecting more from them.
Yeah. Søren had complained a little bit about his car. They changed the car, and I didn't really see a significant improvement.
Søren seems to have been watching a different race to everyone else.
I think my performance was great. I do some consistent lap if you took the lap time. I think I have done a good job to stay in the competition.
Timo, on the other hand, seems all too aware of what that result might mean.
When you don't do as well as you would like to, it's not a good feeling, for sure. And hopefully I'll get another chance to show what I can do.
Who will fall apart on day one? Back at race camp, and with such a huge decision to make, the judges, instructors and Simon have lots to talk about.
Character-wise, Timo's a very strong character, very focused. Yanni as well. Søren, he has too much going on in his mind. Jesper's quite quiet. Philip, he's quite a young guy, but you can see he's got a lot of enthusiasm and he wants to do well. And Milan's a little bit quiet as well. I think the benchmark is something to go with more so on pace, isn't it, really, than the stock car, as we said.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be, because it was so haphazard with the stock cars. Cars, breaking down, and everybody was all over the place. Except Milan, who by that point was in the lead, so he kind of just checked out.
Going on to the driving on the circuit today, on the national circuit, I think Yanni is probably stood out in terms of his lap time and maybe his ability straight out of the box, but I think
that's like it should be.
Yeah,
he's
maybe
got
the
most experience out of these guys. It's really quiet, very silent. That's like his personality.
Yeah.
I think if you're working in a racing, it's a teamwork. You need to give a feedback. You need to have conversations all the time. So it's very important.
Push yourself to the front of the team a little bit more.
And when he stepped out of the car after, he said that I made a mistake. I was braking too late. I was carrying too much speed into the corner. So he knew the mistake, but he didn't fix it.
Yeah. And that's crucial.
Yeah.
That's the game.
That's it then?
Yeah.
Just go and tell him.
Yeah.
We got something to tell you. You knew what the story was when we started the day. Unfortunately, one of you is going to have to go home today. Milan, we were unfortunately very disappointed in your speed in the race car. You were struggling in the practice laps, and then you didn't really improve on the time lap.
And Søren, he was a little disappointment in stock car racing. He was not doing quite well in the first race. For the second race, you changed the car, but the position didn't change so much as we expected.
Timo, you struggled in the stock car race earlier today, but you picked it up and showed a great deal of enthusiasm and capability to learn. Milan, unfortunately, you're going to have to pack your bags.
for a second I thought, oh damn, this is it, I'm done. But luckily it wasn't, and I have another chance. Yeah, now I need to pick it up. I don't want this to stop, not for a long time.
It's a changing and learning curve, this game, so I'm gonna change.
Disappointed how I was eliminated, because I did well in the other challenges today. I didn't make a so good time in the hot lap, and that's what ruined for me. I think this is the end of my racing.
There's some crazy things going on.
I don't know who's weakest, I don't care. It's my job to be the strongest.
So your time is slightly quicker than the instructor benchmark lap?
Unfortunately, you need to leave the race camp today.